Don't you want to save our planet? Because it would be good of us. We've got to join and save the world.
All right. Well, here we are with our great helper here. As you can see, very excited. And taking this chart here, we're going to take this idea of a low pressure and a high pressure, and we're going to actually create this here. So our lab demonstration person here is going to start to draw up the low pressure. Remember, with a low pressure, what we end up having is a lighter air that moves up. Because that air is lighter, it starts to move up. There's less pressure. And as it moves up, we create what's called a low pressure. Low pressure results in air moving up. That was one of the things we covered. Gave you the L here. And oh, it looks like our 8th grader's getting a little excited. Not so much. Well, as that low pressure goes up, it's going to start to move across the air. It doesn't just stay as a pocket. And the reason why it's moving across the air is because on the other side here, we've got high pressure air. High pressure air is something where the pressure of the air is greater in density, so it's almost heavier in a sense, and it starts to fall down towards the earth. So as that low pressure air moves up into the atmosphere and moves across, it's going to directly go in the way where the high pressure is moving down, and it's going to create a streamline. Now, as that high pressure is moving down towards the earth, that heavier air starts to build up, and all those air molecules that you're going to start to see building up with that high pressure, yes, there they are. Thank you so much, demonstration person. But what a great-looking guy this demonstrator is. You know, Hollywood really, they are unemploying actors right now, but we are really happy to be able to employ this guy as an actor. So here's our high-pressure air bubbles here. And as you can see, they're very thick and dense. So they want to move towards the low pressure where it's less dense. High pressure to a low pressure creates wind. So now that we have this created, we've got this wonderful wind drawn across the surface of the water, and this is going to be where we have our high pressure moving to low pressure. So that's what's going on in the atmosphere, which kind of goes along with our atmosphere learning that we did right before this break. High pressure to low pressure, we're creating that wind. All those air molecules want to move over. We're going to represent this, but we're going to show this using a nice warm red water here. We're going to make it red so that you can see the difference in the water. That way you can see it move with the current. So we're going to go ahead and drop some warm red water in that cold water. And as you can see, the water tends to come down at the first part just due to that current, but it's starting to actually float up as warm water is less dense than cold water. Now what we're going to do is take a straw, and you can go ahead and take any kind of straw that you would like. But with that straw, we're going to demonstrate the wind that is going to be created from the high pressure side. So here comes our wind here through this straw, and as you can see, it's creating a nice little flow of current air right on the top. Now, it's also creating some waves. Isn't that interesting that waves are created by the movement of air? That's what creates those ripples. The water itself is creating a current as that wind is moving across. And as you can see, that red food color dye towards the surface is slowly moving across the surface of the water. This is one of those currents that you would see happening over time. Looks like one of our 8th graders is excited here. He's getting his parents involved at home. That's great. That's great. As you can see, we've got another demonstration here. As we just continue to blow that wind across the surface, it's creating a current of water, pulling that red dye right across. That's how the water moves in a current in the ocean. Surface currents are created by winds moving across the top of the water. Now, if it is warm water, like the red water we see here, you're going to move warm water.
Come look. It's awesome.
Wow, this is changing lives all the way around. Once again, if it's warm water moving through, then what you're going to see is you're going to see warm water being pushed by the wind up and through, and that warm water could be pushed towards the poles, towards a colder area. So the equator, which has warmer water, tends to move towards the north side, which is cooler water. And this has been demonstrated, what you've seen here, from a high pressure to a low pressure. As all that wonderful air moves, it also creates surface currents. There's a great demonstration for you. I hope you really enjoyed, and I hope it really made sense to you. Feel free to try this at home, as it's one of those great things to show someone in your household how a surface current is created. Have a great day.